Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I just got home. Before I take a shower and get ready for bed, I had a gentleman, a viewer, contact me. He just got a Ruger MPR. That's awesome, dude. I hope that you love it. They are great firearms. You will never turn away from it. I promise you. But he got a Ruger MPR. And he took the bolt carrier group apart, and he's having some problem getting the cotter pin back in. So this is my bolt carrier group. I have had people tell me that the bolt carrier group has changed in the new MPRs from what mine has. My Ruger is first year production, so I have heard rumors and people tell me that the bolt carrier groups look different now. If any of you all can verify that, that would be awesome. That's something that I would be very interested in seeing, if they did change and how they changed. So I'm just going to do a simple, real quick video of how to disassemble and reassemble this bolt carrier group and how to get the cotter pin back in specifically, since that is what he is asking me about. So if you hold this bolt carrier group in your hand with the bolt face facing away from you, the cotter pin will be on your left. There are no special tools for this takedown that you will need. You can use an ink pen, pencil, anything. I'm going to use my pocket knife. Just reach in, grab the cotter pin, okay? Reach in, grab your cotter pin, pull it out, okay? Now, we'll get into it, but this is the problem that he's having. If it'll focus, you can see my cotter pin, the two ends have split. That's very common. It's going to happen. Do not lose your cotter pin. Is the one part that holds everything together. So if you lose it, you can buy new ones, but then you got to wait, and nobody wants to wait for a little 1 cent part that's keeping your gun from firing. So after you remove your cotter pin, very next thing is your firing pin. You can literally take your finger and pull it out, okay, like mine, or you can take it and smack it in your hands. Firing pin should come right out. You shouldn't have to pry these things out. They should fall right out, okay? After the firing pin, you have your pivot pin right up here, okay? If I move my bolt face back and forth, you can see it moving right up here. All right, so you're going to take your pivot pin and you're going to turn it, okay? After it's turned this way, there's two ways you can do it. You can either pull it out with your fingers, or like me, mine fell right out. Let me put it back in real quick. Go back in here. All right, mine fell right out, but if they won't fall out, you can take it and you can smack it in your hand, and they should generally come out. If they won't come out, you can take a pair of needle nose pliers. Just be careful, and you can wiggle them up and out. After you take your pivot pin, your bolt face will come right out of it, okay? Take note, this hole is where your pin fits into for assembly, okay? So the way to reassemble your bolt carrier, take a note that your hole on the top of your bolt face has to be in line with the hole in the top of your bolt carrier group. All right, so just visually align them. Now, if your bolt face will not go in, all right, just either wiggle it or smack it in your hand. Visually line your holes back up. All right, take your pivot pin, put it back in. All right, you may have to wiggle your bolt face a little bit, back and forth, okay? May have to play with it a little bit, but they will go right back in, okay? So after you get it in, it will be turned long ways, okay? Pull your bolt face forward, and it should go back to being vertical with your bolt. After which, you can take your firing pin, okay, drop your firing pin down inside, there's a hole, you cannot mistake it. Drop your firing pin all the way down, make sure that it seats fully, okay? Make sure it seats fully. You don't want your firing pin sticking up, make sure it falls all the way down in, and then we get to what the gentleman asked me about. Your cotter pin, okay? So as you can see, my ends are split. It's common, most of them are going to split. The way that I do it, there's two ways that you can do it. You can either take pliers and try to smush them back together, okay, which doesn't really work. What I do is I insert the pin in the hole, okay, and then I push it in as far as it will go until it stops. After you're doing so, you're going to push in and you're going to just turn the cotter pin back and forth, wiggling it into its hole. What it's doing is it's trying to fit its way through, and then the ears are going to fit through the hole on the other side. So I just kind of wiggle it and turn it, and yeah, sometimes they can be finicky, but if you do so, they will go right back in. All right, they will go right back in. So after that, just make sure everything works the way it's supposed to. So ladies and gentlemen, that is how you assemble, disassemble, and reassemble your bolt carrier group without going into anything crazy. This is just basics. There are further steps to disassemble this. If anybody is interested, we can go into that, but for general cleaning, there's no reason to go anywhere past that. Guys, I do have, I have never advertised it before, and I'm not sure why, but I do have a Facebook page. It's Han Arms, spelt exactly like it is in the title. If you were interested, come find me on Facebook. It is a closed group. Just ask to join and I will let you in. I love talking to you guys. As much as I love talking to you on here, I love talking to you on Facebook as well. So find me on Facebook at Han Arms if you would like to. And that's about it. So guys, I love you to death. I hope everybody's staying safe. Like and subscribe, and until next time, I'll see you later.